stand your ground. Stand your ground. From the block to the pine tree road, we go where the real ones go. No apology, that's the code. Proud roots heavy, let's show. Hey. From the steps where the paint done peeled. Same sky, same hunger, same steel. New York block or a red clay lane. I wear my dirt like a gold chain. Mama said stand where you came from, even when they try to make me tame, son. I got the block in my walk, no shame. Every scar on my name got fame. Look at me still standing tall. Every corner taught me how to ball. Different roots, but we cut from pride. Tell the whole room we don't hide. No apology, I'm proud. I'm proud, I'm proud. Same name, same sound. Same sound. From the hood to the fields, we loud. We loud, we loud. Hold your head, stand your ground. Stand your ground. From the projects where the summers hit hard to the back roads with the dogs in the yard, we were raised on grit and a little bit of fire, hand me down dreams and a love for the higher front porch thoughts, corner store plans, quick witch, drawn back, callous hands. If you know that life, then you know this truth. We don't buy for the wrong, we salute. Look at me standing tall, every corner taught me how to ball. Different roots, but we cut from pride. Tell the whole room we don't hide. No apology, I'm proud. I'm proud, I'm proud. Same name, same sound. Same sound. From the hood to the fields, we loud. We loud, we loud. Hold your head, stand your ground. Stand your ground. Yeah. Let them talk, we still here. Hard-earned steps, no fear. City kid, country kin. All of us built from the skin we're in. Raise it up when your name get called. One love strong, we standing all. No apology, I'm proud. I'm proud, I'm proud. Same name, same sound. Same sound. From the hood to the fields, we loud. We loud, we loud. Hold your head, stand your ground. Stand your ground. From the block to the pine tree road.
Good, people. I'm ready to get in there. Just checking on the lab, little thing, getting everything set up. Give me 2 seconds. We'll be ready. Give me 2 seconds. Let's see if she live. All right, she live. All right, boom. So 2 seconds. 2 seconds. We're gonna get this thing started. All right, hold on. Hold on. Let me get my think juice. There you go, right there. Got that.
From the steps where the paint done peeled. Same sky, same hunger, same steel. New York block or a red clay lane.
All right.
I wear my dirt like a gold chain. Mama said stand where you came from, even when they try to make me tame, son.
Y'all ready?
In my walk, no shame.
Scott Free is going live.
Let's go.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
People, welcome back to a brand new episode of the Scott Free Morning Show. I am your gracious host, himself, L. Scott. You see the, oh, you don't. The name is going to be on the screen eventually. People. Oh man, y'all don't even know what I took to get here today. Hold on, make sure everything's working. I ain't even checked to make the mic was working. Okay, the mic is working. All right. When I tell you, you guys do not know. Hold on, let me make sure one other thing too, because I want to make sure there's no feed, no lag. Hold on, give me a second. I want to make sure there's no lag. I think there should be no lag on YouTube. Hopefully that corrected the problem if there was a problem. Yes, people, y'all don't know what I went through this morning to get up here today. Okay, so first and foremost, I normally come in between 12 and 2-ish. 12 is a great day. 2 is horrible. Today I started a little after 2:30, so I'm really behind schedule. And then what it is just so much going on. It kind of prepping for the show, making sure we have proper music for the end of the show. I had some technical issues. My daughter wanted to talk this morning. I had to be on the phone with her, so it was just like that. I didn't get a chance to work out today. So anyway, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna dive into today's episode. You guys don't want to hear all that jazz that I just told you anyway. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna dive into today's episode. Today's episode is, and that's another thing. We actually was gonna go in a different direction today. Today I actually will start if you go on 300 radio and the number one. Matter of fact, let me show you the link on the screen real quick while I got you. I remember how to do that now. Where you at? Link. YouTube, where you at? Not radio, right there. If you go to here on YouTube page right here, it's 300 radio right there on YouTube. You see my beautiful little lovely face right there. That's where I'll be at. You can click on that and you will, first and foremost, you better see all the content that I put up on for every platform and everything else. But you'll also see on there that I had an episode that was supposed to go live today. It was about relationships. We were going to go, we're going to talk about tomorrow, but it'll be about male and female and about accountability versus our men crazy. Well, we'll get into it. Just go look there. Go to 300 radio on the number one. Hit the subscribe button. You'll get notified and you'll be able to see things actually more clear there than you do here on TikTok. I'm talking to TikTok right now. I keep acting like TikTok the only one because y'all don't want to stand right directly in front of my face. But no, I mean, YouTube is definitely where you want to be at. And we're trying to get everybody to go over there anyway. But what happened was, getting close to game time, I ran into, it's just like, people, I feel, versus talking about a relationship, I think it was more pertinent and more important that I dive into this conversation. And this is that we need to hit the alarm, people. 5-alarm fire, people. 5-alarm fire is where we're at right now. The world is ready to break down for my people, for our people. And I don't know if we are aware. I don't know if we are really paying that close of attention, but it's happening. So what I want us to do is I want us to get here. I want us to have a conversation today about basically all the places. These are how I know that stuff is falling apart. Okay, and I want to talk about that, then possibly talk about some solutions, but definitely share the live, hit the like button, but definitely share the live today. We need to get into some solutions or something, because something's a problem. And I say this because we're getting bad. So you know the gist of the episode today. And I basically want to get, I didn't even get into the whole purpose. One of the main things I keep seeing is the unhoused. I can't use the word I want to use, so I'll use the word they use. The unhoused people and how they're criminalizing it now. They have places in the country now, Atlanta being one of them, if I'm not mistaken, just criminalized that you cannot be homeless. Now, you can't even sleep in your car. They give you like 4 hours sleep in your car. After that, it becomes criminal. If you're homeless, they basically will pick you up. You can't be on the street. They'll pick you up. They'll lock you up. So I don't know what people understand what that sounds like. But we'll get there towards in the middle of the episode. But already, wrap your mind around. You already know where I'm thinking, what we're doing. And again, I always tell people when it comes to these folks, they do not deviate from the plan. They just literally have a perpetual loop that they have us living in. Problem is most people don't pay attention to history, so you don't realize the loop is happening. You think this is the first time it's happening. Believe me, this is not the first pandemic. This is not the first government takeover. This is not the first time that they've done all the, not the first war. It's just a cycle. And just so happen one of the cycles they put us on right now is that there's vagrancy laws. They had them before, they ready to bring them back. They just give it a new name, put a shiny coat of paint on it, and then move on, man. We take it. But we'll get there. First things first, actually what kind of sparked it for me to finally just say, I can't do it tomorrow, I have to do it today, was this whole thing on the brat. Also, let me go get on the screen. TikTok, I'm actually going to try to show you what I'm showing YouTube. Then let's hopefully, TikTok fair use. I don't know if that works here. I love TikTok shop. I don't know what works here. So hopefully show it without banning the lot. So let me get it up here for YouTube real quick. Hold on. Because they will ban your live in a minute. All right, where you at, buddy? Boom, bang. Oh, where you go? Why you ain't showing? Hold on, let me get you up here. What are we on? Where is Mr. YouTube at? YouTube, where are you at, YouTube? YouTube, there you go. Boom, right there. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put her on the screen. Boom, Brad's wife is tough. Well, hold on, I'm gonna set it up and then I'll play it. But Brad's wife, the Brad, y'all know I'm done with it. her wife is speaking about having to sell their home, basically. The Brad and Judy is her name. I've never seen their show. I know they have a show. Brad and Judy are emotional, making the decision that they have to sell their house. And I want to speak to that because that's a big tell sign for what's going on in the world. But let me get it up here. Let me get it on, and then TikTok, I'm going to let it slide in and out. So I'm going to pop it on the screen, pop it off the screen, pop it on the screen, pop it off the screen. So be paying attention if you want to see shit, okay? So give me a second. Hold on, let me set it up. Boom.
Felt bad that I couldn't give my people a raise.
Boom. Hold on. Here we go.
How the fuck you
And again, this is the Brat's wife, Judy, talking.
find $40 you didn't have? And what about the rest of your bills, bitch? What about everything else? So imagine this, but put it into millions. Okay? Put that into millions. So that means you don't have enough money, not only for your bills, but I have research and development. That's the department that creates the products. Sales department, the marketing department.
Well, basically, I don't want to bog you down with all the fluff. We ain't got a lot, unlimited time. I got a lot to do today. So I'll just say this. Basically, you do know the Brat is on a popular syndicated radio show with Ricky Smiley. The Brat has had millions of records sold in that business. And yet and still her, and she has a TV show. I don't know if it's on or still on or wasn't on, but I know she had it at one point. So I know she made some money over there. I don't know Brat's money. I'm not counting her ducats. What I'm trying to get people to understand is this. I heard, let me put it this way. I heard the comedian Jeff Brown say one time, I don't know if you know who Jeff Brown is. He's a really funny guy, and I really like the way his mind thinks. I'm a fan of Jeff Brown. Jeff Brown made a statement. He said, black folks are never gonna get in line until the rich people get treated like the po folks. And I think he was correct, because my whole statement for the Brat right now is this. Brat is a celebrity in our culture, and she's struggling to keep her home. She has to sell it. I heard Billy Porter recently talking about he had to sell his house because he couldn't afford it no more. And then this person after person, I know a lot of these people are getting roommates that's in their business. And what I want my people to understand is that, especially people that's dying to be on TV, still trying to get in that line, still trying to be auditioned to be that next person. First and foremost, I'm learning you got to do a lot more things you probably ain't realized you're going to have to do to get put on. And if you are willing to do it, even then, they like to give you crumbs and pennies. Because this is why the Brat's struggling, because she made nothing but pennies off the dollars that she's made. I don't think that every black, because you know, so many black people, when their finances get exposed, they got no money. I remember, I'll give you another case that's random. Y'all remember when Tisha Campbell and Dwayne Martin broke up, and they were like, they had like $19 in their shared bank account? Now, I get it. They probably had something somewhere else. I get that. But I do believe that these people not making money like we think they are. And I think that is because they get pennies. What did Taraji say? Mind you, Benjamin Buttons. I know what's the man name? Brad Pitt made at least 10, 20 million. And then Taraji made 150,000 on that whole premise that, yo, you're going to get it down the road. These people are hustlers. They leverage you. That's the reason why I'm always talking leverage. Stop giving your vote away. Stop giving stuff away for free. Ladies, stop giving your coochie snatch away for free. Don't do that, bro. Fellas, stop laying down with every one of them for free. Treat yourself with some value, because if you don't treat it with value, people will devalue it. And that's all they did to those people. They're devaluing them. I did a whole episode one day on how much money that these people should have made and they haven't made. Majority of our people that we probably follow on social media from the 90s and the early 2000s to celebrities, a majority of these people don't have no money. Did you see recently when people were showing you, I don't know, it was like a little trend. I remember seeing Michael Blackson did it. Somebody else did it. They showed their residual checks that they got in the mail. And somebody was showing like he had 5 or 6. Was it Michael Blackson? He had like 5 or 6, but it was like 19 cents, $3, 15, stuff like this. This is a residual. These people, these movies, these TV shows, these songs, they're making millions and millions and millions of dollars off of it. And yet and still you're sending them $19 checks for that intellectual property stuff a lot of them produce themselves. Man, that's what I want people to understand, is that We are ready to suffer. And then now, and like I said, I'm gonna get into the unhoused part. I just want to say this about Brat. It lets me know when they're suffering, and mind you, if I let her keep playing, Brat crying. I know this is serious. She lose her mind. I'm not trying to throw no stones at her, nothing. I feel bad for her. But I just need for everyone to understand now, just because one person, or 2 people, or 10 people, or even when they like to throw this number out there, oh man, we have over 20 or 1,000 millionaires in the black community. I don't know how many it is, but they be throwing them stats out there. I'm like, nah, you can miss me with that, because majority of black folks is out struggling. I got videos. Matter of fact, let's go back to the videos. I got videos. I thought, why is this thing stuck in the corner so bad? There it go. I don't know why I was in the corner so bad. Excuse me 1 second, people. So I'm gonna go to one right here. This brother right here broke my heart. Right? This brother broke my heart, and then I'm gonna play this sister. And y'all may saw this young lady. But this young lady, well, I'll play it.
That you can cut back on, boy. There's no more cutting back on Starbucks, coffees, subscriptions. It's nothing left. I'm out here managing and budgeting using the vending machine.
Yeah.
I'm going days where I'm like, bro, I ain't gonna eat for lunch. I'm gonna wait till I get back home. Ain't nothing else left to cut out. It's crazy. I'm making the most money I probably didn't ever make. Ain't no probably. I didn't ever made. Yeah, I don't ever see it.
That's the crazy part. That is the crazy part. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm be transparent with y'all. I'm just like every other black person. I struggle. And I figured some things out. I started figuring it out around 2019. 2019 was a really good year for me. Then I was like, oh man, life looking up great. Here it is. And then, like I said, my income hasn't changed since about 2019. Everything just went through the roof. So it's like I'm back at a negative when it comes to it. So it's just like I tell people all the time, the inflation thing don't make sense. The reason why these politicians are running around here trying to get your vote without speaking to what's really happening, what I want to hear a politician say is this. Stop giving me the fluff. I won't want them stand in front of me. Why are we breaking our people? Why ain't one government official stood up and said, no more, y'all cannot jack up the price anymore. Grocery stores, you can't go no higher on your bananas. I'm sorry, you can't. You're gonna have to stop it. They cannot afford this anymore, especially when y'all are making record profits, meaning you are jacking the price up without having the need to do so. See, what's happening is no one's checking them. See, I don't want to hear about my government. I don't want to hear nothing about government. I'm trying to use different words because we online. I don't want to hear nothing about my government. Talking about they love me, but at every turn they allowed to do something violent to me. I saw this brother online earlier. I don't even know if I said it, but I saw this brother online earlier. He showed us a burger from McDonald's. 30 days. He had a McDonald's burger. 30 days later, McDonald's. What was it? I think it was Burger King and Five Guys. And for some reason, Five Guys molded and did what it's supposed to. I think it was Burger King with the other. It may not have been Burger King. I can't remember. But it came in with the other one. But then the McDonald's one intact. And then I'm saying to myself, if all of us know McDonald's food don't break down, why are they still open? They're pew-pewing us. Remember, they will come pick. Look. Remember, I'm no supporter of Diddy. Again, I just brought him up because he's back in the news recently. Right? So he's in my mind. So I'm no supporter of Diddy. But the man's in jail technically for buying prostitutes. He's in jail for that for years. Come on now. What I'm saying is that you feel the need to give government resources, time, effort, media attention, all the money that's devoted to putting him in jail, when all the people involved, other than, I'm not talking about Cassie, because that's not what he got locked up for. So y'all put all that resources into him, but yet and still, you don't feel the need to put resources into this. Nobody talks about this. Nobody says we got to stop this. This just makes no sense to me. And I'm going to show you something real quick. This young lady, and I'm going to play her for y'all because I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to be straight up and honest with y'all. Eldad had tears in his eye when he saw this young lady. Let me find this young lady. This young lady at the grocery store with her kids. And here you go. At the grocery store with these kids. And it's one of them channels, it's one of those YouTubers that go around handing out money just to get people's reactions. And I get it. It's a hustle. I don't have a problem with it because sometimes people need it. So I don't really trip. I don't like the exploitation of poor people. I don't. So like for me, when I do for other people, I don't want to make an example out of it. But I am appreciative of the fact that someone still did something. So, and this one right here, this young lady, oh my God. This right here, I can hold it together now, but when I first saw this one, she broke.
Excuse me?
Hold on.
Whoa, just fell out of your pocket.
It did not.
It did?
It did not.
I promise you it did.
God, no. Jesus, no.
What do you, I promise.
It did not, God. Are you?
I'm 100% positive. You need some help right now?
She struck me, y'all. She struck me.
I promise this is real. I promise.
And she struck.
You're hurting, huh?
But I'm a believer in Jesus Christ, so you can't hurt, you know?
I hear you. Well, I feel like Jesus is telling me right now that you might need a little bit more.
Oh, he gave her more.
This is things like this don't happen, God.
I'm not sure what that is.
God, it's so
She would have broke
good.
me too.
Jesus Christ.
It's amazing. I found the right person.
And
Oh my God.
and let me start. When I tell you she broke me, and she broke him too. He had a wad of cash, and like I said, for TikTok, I can't leave it on the screen, but for so long they're gonna hit me with some type of strike. But what I try to tell you, the reason why I said she broke me is because I've been there. And he ended up giving her the whole wad. He had a nice little stack of cash. He was like, "Fuck, take it all," and I would have done the same thing because she needed that. And she ended up saying she was just in the car praying to God that she didn't know what she was gonna do. And you know, when someone hands you some cash like that and it breaks you like that, what is that young lady going through? And then between her and then the lady yesterday she was just basically like, I just forget it. I'm just gonna go spend the money that I want to spend because I'm just not gonna do it. And the reason why I'm with these people and why I feel their pain is because even though I'm not feeling foot to mouth right now, I've been here and I know so many of us going through it. I know so many of us going through it. And right now, ain't nobody can do nothing about it because they coming harder and every day is gonna get worse. And they're doing it on purpose, man. That's the thing that's getting me. See, like, I'm gonna close them. Let me go here. Let me keep it on task. Like you said, so I want to keep it on task. I don't want to jump around. So let me go back to the top. So my issue is, so you got the food we just talked about that you poisoned me did that. Now you got people where they can't even afford to survive. It's not enough money to go around. I'm trying to find the video I'm looking for when I'm talking to you guys. Then I see, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but now mind you now, the Great Salt Lakes in Colorado, the Twin Lakes, all out in this area, the Rio Grande, all of these lakes that's out here in the Midwest and the West, they're sucking them dry. So listen,
This is a video of a woman standing in what used to be the Great Salt Lake, you guys. It is drying up because they said, look at this, how long until this happens to the Great Lakes or any other big source of water? Look at this, you guys.
Hey, so this is what's left of the Great Salt Lake. I'm in it.
And I'm only showing y'all to say this is that I've been there before. Massive lake. Not like the Great Lakes massive. Make Great Lakes look like it's the ocean. That's how big the Great Lakes is. But it's a massive little lake. And you're talking about it's gone. People, I don't even give it 2 years before they're gonna be telling us they have to do things to us. It's gonna be less than 2 years. So go back 2 years, 2024. I know that felt like yesterday to you. So yesterday is coming. I mean, tomorrow is coming. Winter is coming. Do y'all not feel it? I feel it. And I think for me, when they're doing this unlimited, they're dropping these data, and I'm not trying to make it about data centers every day, but I'm just saying this is that I'm watching in multiple facets of life. Everything's convergent. And let me keep on topic. Instead of talking about the data, let me stay on topic. So let's talk about the unhoused. So the unhousedness of it. So now let me get to where I want to show you guys. So now this is, I think it's a video tour. I want you guys to hear this young man talk, like his channel. But hear him, he's right, looked it up the whole night, he's not lying. Just run with me. Let's see. Listen.
Man, do you know that the Supreme Court now have ruled that now it's illegal to be homeless? Yeah. The Supreme Court ruled that a state law criminalizing homelessness is not unconstitutional. So now if you're homeless, they can lock you up now. The way they done raised prices and got houses unaffordable and wage ain't raised yet, they ain't paying you no more money. But now if you ain't got nowhere to stay, then they locking you up.
Yep. Which
is more money they gonna get for having you in the prison system, and they're gonna put you to work for that free labor that we talked about last week, the sweat equity.
So let me pause him there. Thanks for hitting the like button. Hit the like button. Come on, lad. Let's get this thing live. Let's get it popping because I want to say something right here. So I want my people who have, because I love every 2 to 4 years, and they get my sisters especially. I love when they get black women on board with the vote, and they tell you how we got to vote or die. Vote or pum. You got to do it, so I can get my stick and move on. I want us to understand this. I want my Democrats, I want all the people that tell me that I'm crazy because I won't just support it blindly to ask this question. Why are you more concerned about districts when it doesn't matter about districts if they're going to break all of us? So great, we keep the districts, but they done broke us. Because remember, this is not just in Florida. This is not just in Georgia. This is not just in Alabama. This is nationwide. They are taking our community, because I'm talking about my community. They are breaking us. So for me, I guess another thing why I have an attitude for the Democrats is because you keep telling me this is the way to go and this is what I'm gonna put all my energy and effort into. And I keep saying, no, we got way bigger fish to fry than trying to save some district that was failing for the last 70 years. I need you to now tell me, when are y'all gonna put a cap on inflation? Why are you criminalizing? The brother goes on. Let me let him finish it. Let him go. Sorry.
This is what's going on now, people. And everybody just beating about like it didn't happen. Yeah. If homeless now is a crime. So if you don't got nowhere to stay now, you going to jail. And it's illegal to sleep in your car too.
Boom.
So you can't even sleep in your car. I don't care if you're still paying payments on it, you own it, whatever. No, you can't sleep in there. That's illegal. Some states will let you sleep up to 4 hours. After that, you got to get up and go.
So now, that's vagrancy law. That is basically, I'm going to lock you up for not having a place to go, even though I made the condition for you not to have anywhere to go. See, I heard this white tea man yesterday, and I have to 1000% agree with something that he said. Totally hit me in the chest. He was like, I can't believe we ain't in anarchy right now. I cannot believe this is not a new Boston Tea Party at this point. What else are they gonna have to take from us for people stop going to brunch and going to the gym and worry about where the fuck we gonna get this from? Because what we doing is we are just leaving and letting go and letting God have it, and it is breaking us. Look, I understand. Look, I am one person by myself. I can't change the world by myself. I want to collect the fist. Let's balls them up, man, because at this point, you can't sleep outside. Remember this now. They done told you that you had to pay $12 for an apple that comes out the ground for free. And it's supplied by everything the earth gives it for free. But they charge you $12 for an apple. And now they're going to tell you you can't sleep out in the open when you are part of this whole ecosystem. But they're saying, no, that's criminalized. You can't catch the water out the sky. They've criminalized, you want water? You can't have it unless you buy it from me. This is not a democracy, people. The people who are lying to themselves still saying this is democracy, you have no rights. And if you do have them, they'll figure out a tricky way to take them too. It just got to this point now, and I don't understand what's wrong with us at this point. Mine is like this, and I say this now, someone that I care near and dear about, at their job, they hitting them hard right now. And you know how these systems do. So I had to do some consoling this morning. You know how systems do. You know when you go to work thinking everything's fine, and then you find out that day that you're no longer employed there, they cut your fee even though you're in your house, and then they move you on and they say, ship us back our computer. You're no longer employed here for whatever reason. And then you got to now pick up the pieces and move on. And see, I get it for white tea people. They have a little bit of wealth sitting underneath them. So they have a couple. Now, it is always messed up to get fired at the last minute. It is the most jacked up thing in the world. And that's why, to me, business, don't talk to me about your 2 week notice. Oh, I almost gave a finger. Oh, whoo. I was gonna say, don't talk to me about your notes. I don't care nothing about your notes because you don't care nothing about mine. But also I say too, I know for them people, they can pretty much cover themselves a little bit for a little while. But we are paycheck to paycheck in our community a lot of the time. And if we are paycheck to paycheck in our community, why are you waiting till the day of to let me go when you knew 3 weeks ago this is what you're gonna do? You knew a month ago this was coming. You may even knew longer than that. And mine is like this. What is wrong with these people? That means they want to see you suffer. They want your whole world to come crashing down. Now imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine you've worked for these people, got up and went in there every day, worked overtime for free, because you know we all doing it off the clock just to stay ahead, because they got one person working 5 people's job. All to when they've milked everything they can milk out of you, they say, cut that nigga, I'm telling them to ship our stuff back here. Thank you. What'd you say here? You know, then you're homeless. Too many grandpas used to sell. Oh yeah, yep. You're a paycheck away. You are a paycheck away. I know we're a paycheck away for a lot of us. And so what I'm saying at this point now is multiple things need to happen right now. One, we're gonna have to figure out how to do something for ourselves. Shut alive. And I'm gonna say, we're gonna have to do something for ourselves. We're gonna have to do something. And then two, honestly, I want all my people, and I actually want sisters to do this, because they let y'all get close to them politicians. They won't let men get close to you. When black men get close to politicians in person, they know they're gonna get asked the question they don't want to be asked. So they stay away from a lot of the times. I just saw, what's his name? Black Alpha. I don't know if y'all watch his channel, but I watch Black Alpha's channel. Go on YouTube, really dope brother. He be running down these politicians. He ran down this white T-dude the other day about reparations. And of course, he didn't want to answer it. And as he tried to walk away, he tried to let one of his little cronies come and step in. I'm telling you, they don't like for black men. But black women, they let y'all get out real close. So I want y'all to start questioning when y'all get up on them. Why y'all never speak about this? Because honestly, I'm going to tell y'all the truth. Let's just be honest. Politicians never talk about real issues. But I say the same thing all the time about us. Like, I hear all the time in black circles, they're talking about Iran, and we're talking about the little hat people and where they come from. You know all the stuff we've been talking about. Ain't none of us going in none of these places. So why are we talking about it? ICE, things like that. Oh, we worrying about immigrants. ICE has been around forever. They've been deporting immigrants forever. They've been letting them in forever. Why all of a sudden we talking about it? Because the news talking about it. No, I know when I go to my mom's house, or you go to a grandparent's house, or you go to a sibling house, this and third, they got certain issues that don't nobody ever talk about. Hell, even politicians don't ever even speak about you. You notice that they say this? They say the middle class and rich. They don't ever even talk about poor folks. Honestly, when you go back and watch these debates now, they rarely talk about poor folks. They gonna talk about the middle class. That ain't Negroes. Excuse me, I gotta use better words. They're not black people. They don't even talk to us, but then expect you to show up. And I'm just saying this homeless thing now is getting out of hand, because what they're gonna end up doing, I want people to understand, this is what I was trying to get to earlier. It's not that they actually are going to redistrict it, take your vote from you, and then put you on a plantation. No, that's not how it's gonna go. They're gonna do it this way. There's no boogeyman this way. Who are you blaming? You're gonna blame whoever's in charge, but that's it. But the businesses get to escape. The person actually doing it to you, that's actually holding you in bondage, gets away with everything, because you're just thinking about the president, who never even thinks about anything at that level. Think about you at a job. Do you think your CEO wears anything about what the janitor's doing at one of his stores at some department company? No, he don't get what that janitor's doing. There's other people to do stuff like that. So that's what they think of us. They think of us at the bottom. We're just the janitors that no one thinks about. You're just collateral damage. And I want us to say this, well, why don't we put our mops together, damn it, and then do something? That's where we at this point. We're gonna have to put our little mops together and do something, because if these people keep going, they're gonna push us till we ain't got nothing left. But they said it, 2030, you ain't gonna own nothing. I'm watching my people get broken every day. You have one person doing fine until that job ain't there no more. Because what it is, your job is it's like a faucet. You have a faucet that's just going off water. And I get it. It's like when you're in the shower. When you go take a shower, you don't think nothing about the water running. You just let it run. But what happens one day when the water runs out? Then you're gonna wish you had that water. You just let it run one day. That's where we at now. They 2030, they coming for us. They're telling us y'all ain't gonna have nothing. And I know people say, see, that's why we should have put them out. She was gonna do it too, sugar. Brother, they were gonna do it anyway. You wanna know why? Because they told you this was gonna happen. Whenever your country tell you something's going to happen, they didn't tell you it's gonna happen and let you stop it. No, they told you it's going to happen. What did they tell you? They said black people by 2050 will have zero wealth. Do you think that they said unless someone comes in and fix it? No, that's the plan. So everyone that gets in line, just steps up to be the new leader of the the perceived leader, allegedly, I don't know, of this country will stand up and tell you what they want to tell you then. That's what it'll be. What'd you write in there? You have to get off our high horses and realize what? Yeah, we in this part all the, look, when the brat in here with me, and the brat told millions of records and I ain't been nowhere near her income bracket, yep, we in the same pool at this point. What we're gonna have to do at this point, honestly, we're gonna have to go get some land. And it's gonna have to be in a space that's not ideal. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because if we get prime real estate together, and I'm not saying this is the only way, because one thing I'm gonna definitively tell you is that if you go like the Allensworth town, I think it was called Allen something town out in California. I went to visit it when I was out there. Black town, the guy got out of, I think came out of the Civil War, built a whole black town, another black town. They were all over the country, won't just Wall Street. He built that, and then they literally, you found out they poisoned the water system there, and everybody had to end up, and people started pewing in, so they end up leaving. And then now it's a ghost town. Now they use it like a museum. But this is what they do to us. So I understand that happens. So but I would, I think, let me say it this way. I think there's multiple ways that we can attack this thing. Do we have to all congregate together? No. Now, would I prefer that? Yes. Because I feel like a fortified togetherness, what we can do is we can keep all the infiltration out, what you can potentially do then. You can fortify yourself, protect yourself, build something where you can protect yourself physically, mentally, have your own fruit of Islam, that type of thing. When you are scattered, there's a lot of times it's difficult in that aspect. But also it's easier when you are connected globally. It's almost like a global network, but it's inside the country. See, if you all living in Nevada somewhere, we all got a town. See, this is the pros and cons. That's the pro of having it together in Nevada. Now, if you wanted the con would be, say if, like you said, if we want to build something where someone is building something, just say we're having a guy or a company, black-owned company, who's getting fish out of the Gulf of Mexico. Well, having a connect down there in New Orleans would be great in Nevada because we don't have that. And then say if you have someone, say in North Carolina that's doing something that they have specific, it's almost like we're connecting across the country. So it's good to still be scattered. And two, every time you go into a city, you have support. When you travel, we need things like that too. We need like the Green Book all over again. If y'all remember the Green Book there, you have support system. See, that's why I say I don't believe black folks got disrupted somehow. And don't say somehow, we know how we got disrupted. They keep trying to make it sound like we just became degenerates all of a sudden, which we're still not degenerates when we have less than 1% of us committing crime. That's just a projection. But even the perception of us being degenerates is all of them. And you can tell because when we were by ourselves, we did things independently and to a high clip. We always did it. It's always when they come into play, things don't seem to work out well. So what did you say here? Men and women with trades. Yes, the trades would need to come up. I say this too. For me, I prefer the land. I like the land. I like being, because I like congregating with my own people. Like for me, I'm not gonna lie. Idealistically, I remember one time I was looking at them little the little towns. They still probably have them whole towns for sale. Now these be little rundown, little boondock cities. But if you got a spot for a grocery store, a gas station, a hospital, the essentials to firehouse, the essentials to build, those types of things. No, I prefer that. And like I say, the way you go and build it, and like I know white people, they always but if we did it, go build whatever you want. I don't care. You have it anyway. Them people do not hurt my feelings when they want to live together and they don't want me to live there. I don't want to live where I'm not wanted anyway. I just want you to leave my community alone when we do it. I want to come out my front door with my paved sidewalk, with my I ain't gonna have no kids, little kids, but you get what I'm saying. Well, the little kids is on the sidewalk and on their scooters and bikes. The boys are jumping ramps with their bicycles with the neighborhood kids. The dads are cutting the grass and he's congregating with the next door neighbor guy over there. They're talking about Miss Johnson's legs or she's playing in the garden, but they don't want their wives. That whole healthy shit. You know what I'm talking about. I want that. And I would like that in the point to where if someone came in the neighborhood, everybody and their mama got a problem. I want when the kids is cutting up around the corner smoking joints, they don't supposed to be smoking, their mamas, any mom in the neighborhood can snatch them all by their ears and bring their ass home because they know who the kids is. See, to me, that's healthy. Why you don't get no imagery like that? Why you don't got people telling you they want to do that? Honestly, if I had a town, that's exactly what I would do. Hey, come on in here. Honestly, this is what I would do if I had it. If I had the wealth, you give me a Shaq's wealth or anybody over 100 million. I don't even want to name names. Just give me anybody over 100 million. I will tell you just like this now, build it out. I'll start with a whole bunch of tiny homes. But what I would have people do is everybody who came into the town, you have to have a purpose when you get here. So like I understand people can't afford land, things like that. If I have the land, what I would say come do is that you have to come build the house. I may even give you the tools, the materials to buy the materials to purchase your house. To build your house. But in turn, you have to have a certain debt to the community that you have to now perform as your payment. And this has to be an ongoing, continuous thing. It's not just a one-time thing. That to me, basically, it does two things. One, you did your own sweat equity to build it. So now you're going to value your home even more. And then two, you're going to also want to protect your community because that is part of it. You say, well, now I will teach our babies. Teach babies. Man, you can sew. It's just so many. Look, all the things that we need, we have the skill set to do. We have the abilities to do these things. Now, all it is that we just got to have the want and the desire to do it. Remember, they've told you a million times people did it. The Mormons did it. The what's the people out in the middle of it? The Irish, not the Irish. The Amish did it. And like I said, and I don't think it has to be like us. And this is no knock to Dr. York and the Wabians. I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about, but I'm not trying to, and this is no shot at anybody's organization. What I'm saying is though, I know the stigma to be around these things, they become like cults. I'm not trying to build that. I don't want that. I want the same neighborhood where you come and go. You go to work, you bring your ass home, but this is your neighborhood. This is where we congregate. We have our pools. We have our cookouts. We do the, like I said, I was here before. I would love for the ladies in the community for everybody's house once a week, host for the whole neighborhood. So we have a community dinner, say every Sunday. But every Sunday is a new house that actually that actually hosts that day for the whole neighborhood. Maybe the women get together and cook together all together on that day. Now I get it. Some religions do this. I don't think it should have to be built around religion. I think just the commonality that we want to build a community should be it. The men at this point, anything that needs to be fixed in the neighborhood, it is a collective build. You might as well say as brothers in company, because we all gonna have to go build something. Whoever's the person who has the skill set teaches, we all become if you are a masonry person, if you are an electrician, we all become electrician helpers that day. And see, what we're doing in the same time is what's in the process is going to happen is a lot of us is going to learn a new skill set, maybe not to the level of his, but now the community can keep going even if something happens. We need a community physician in the neighborhood. If you live in a neighborhood, you need to devote one day out the week to do something everybody should be able to come to you in that neighborhood. Set you an office in that neighborhood. The physician sets it up. We set up a nice office. You can build out a tiny little hospital. The grocery store is your garden. That's what we do. We can also have a community susu, meaning there's a pool of money that everyone's attached to, meaning everyone has to. I heart you back. Everyone has to sign off before anything gets moved. That way, no one has to worry about who's stealing from who. I know that's what they're gonna be thinking. If you want something, and see if you have enough acreage, what we doing with the money, this is exactly what the money goes to. It's your HOA. And I don't mean it in the way the HOA rob us now. I'm talking about in the way is if we have 200 acres of land, but we're only living on 50 of this that we built out for our home. The other ones goes into building recreational things, your schooling, all this other stuff. That's what you put there. And see what you do with the money that we are taking for your HOA is to build the next thing for the community. That way the money never goes anywhere. But now let's just say this. Say what you know is going to happen. One of those families is going to have to struggle. We should have a struggle fund for the community, for that family. You maybe take care of the bare essentials, maybe hold this up. Because mind you, that's the whole point. Because you know how it goes. No black man in this country is going to work damn near anywhere from 30 years straight anymore. It's not going to happen. He's going to hit a spot. She's going to hit a spot. They're going to fall off at some point. Who are there to catch them? That's why I'm not big on institutions. Why are you at church every Sunday? Why are you at the AKA meetings every Sunday? Why are you meeting with the alphas? And when you struggling, no one helps you. Then what are we in the organization for? What are we building towards? And see, after that things, you can start thinking and expanding into things. So what you start doing is that after you now built your whole community, your children are seeing positivity around them, guess what happens? When the physician lives next door to the young boy, now he sees more than the basketball player. He has a different option. Especially if the doctor cool as shit too, and he's a doctor making money. You know the little boy gonna want to be like. That's why, excuse me, that's why you got back in the day, people actually wanted to do more different things. That's why you got mathematicians and scientists and all the other things. They all lived in the neighborhood. But then everybody said, oh, everybody moved out. No, they didn't move out. They got forced out. You cannot take a rich person and put them in an impoverished area and expect them to thrive now. They knew that. That was the purpose. They have to leave. And see what they do is, why do you think that Harvard and Yale and all those places come letting the 1 or 2 black genius kids in? You want to know why they do that? Because they know once I have hold of your kid, I'm going to use he's going to give all his genius to us, and he's not going to be with his own people anymore. So I want children, so like, I'll give you an example. Why they have to take your failing districts for the black caucus and black folks up there in the boule that want to now talk to these black kids about coming back to HBCUs? Dummies, if you had provided a space for them, preached real black pride to where they understood the importance of going to their own institutions. Or maybe if your institution produced, because mind you, a lot of these institutions, they don't tell you this about a lot of HBCUs. And I'm not trying to dog them, because this is not a dogging, but this is a reality. Go look at the curriculum. Go look at what they're producing with the curriculum. I'm not talking about the teachers. I'm not even gonna talk about the environment, because they got dilapidated living arrangements and the whole nine. I get it. But what I'm saying is that I can promise you this. If black boys understood their value in their community, if they saw their value in their race, if they felt value in being black American, then guess what? They're gonna wanna go to their HBCUs, which in turn means more money for you, because now everybody gonna go wherever they go. And if more money for you, you pour back into the community by doing this, fixing the dilapidated home, because right now you can't fix it. Your alumni are supposed to be your biggest donors, and they don't make money either because they black. But if those black boys are generating money, fix the place that you're at, more people will come. And then once you fix that, fix the curriculum to where it's actually black centered and versus some watered down version of what they want us to be thinking. Because that's what you go, oh God, don't even get me started on the curriculum. It just bothers me when you see what BS they want our children to take at these institutions. But I digress, I'll keep moving. And not all of them, so let me stop saying that. But what I mean is that things that you can actually do. We don't want to have to wait 10 years to put up a school for the kids. You don't have to do that. Dr. Moore didn't have to do that either. You can go get something small, start out small. In the community like I'm talking about, it's not going to be but so many kids anyway at that point. Now, if it is now, keep growing the community. By the end of the day, you should be able to build up something very strong. Very, very powerful, very, very strong. And you should be able to do so very easily if people with any level of wealth has come in already should be able to help you get along. It's just the problem is that the system has made it to where if people this is why, let me go and tell you the truth. Y'all want to know why rich people don't help poor people really directly? Like, they hear about behind the scenes in the wall. You know why they don't directly do it? Because if they do it, they're going to get blackballed by them folks and they ain't gonna make no more money themselves. So now that should tell you what you living under. That should tell you the conditions that they have created for our community to where they can't support themselves. See, we had the Shaka Khans and the Eric Robesons and all. I mean, yes, did I say Eric Robeson? No, it's Eric Robeson. It's not Eric Robeson. I can't think of his first name right now. But you had people back in there. You had the Ozzie Davis and the Ruby Dees. You had people from that era who supported each other openly when they go out there and speak to. And see, like now, I can't. No, the reason why they do because them folks own you, and we all know it. Like class example, everybody said dogging Kevin. I've had my fair share to say as well, but I'll just say this and move on from it. Is this? I think none of us would have probably had a problem with Kevin if he just stood on saying, "Hey, it is what it is for everybody." But it's like he protected. We found out you cut out jokes. We found out this didn't be said, and you seem like you protected everyone but your own people. And so I think people are at a point now where they're saying to themselves, nah, and say, I know I'm at that point now. I'm at the point that If no one else is going to talk nice about me, I have to talk nice to me. That's true. That's just God honest truth. If no one's going to talk nice about black folks, and all they're going to tell us is how bad we are, every time we get in these rooms or something like this, and somebody comes in from another race, for some reason they feel the obligation and the options and the need to tell you how bad and messed up you are. Well, if you're always going to tell me that, somebody has to be positive. If no one ever speaks positivity into me, Mr. White T man who has a problem with me, how am I ever going to do better? Because you just denigrate. So I'm going to be the person pour into you. You are better than what they are producing, what we're producing. We can do better than what we're producing. Again, what'd you say? Need to have these churches to open up. You know what it is? But see what it is? Churches are institutions, and whether we like it or not. And these are people like this. No, not my church, First Baptist. I'm not. Nothing in the world is a monolith. Are there some great politicians who truly get up every day and try to finagle ways to get something for you? Yes. The problem is they swarmed and they swallowed up by the system. Are there some good pastors who ain't trying to sleep with all the big booty girls in the community? Yes. I'm not saying that they all are. What I'm saying is they have designed that church in the way that they move. There's a reason why they basically get funded. It's a reason. And my thing is just like this. And if you're going to show up every Sunday and you want me to talk, because I'm still hearing people I heard a guy the other day, convincing this woman to sell her house and to give him the money, and then he was going to bless it. Keep it, bless it, and then we're going to watch how it was going to come back in tenfold to her. He just said sell her house, and she was going to do it. See, to me, brother, that is some of the sickest things in the world to me. People like that are disgusting to me. I don't want to prey on you because you don't know as much as me. That is disgusting to me. And so we just got too much of that now. We have too much of people hustling, too many people willing, and see, that's why I'm not a huge fan of protecting your peace and all those. I just feel like a lot of times for a lot of people, they're running from what their issues is. Paul Robeson, I say Eric Robeson. Thank you. Yes, I agree. That's who it is. That's Eric Robeson. But Paul Robeson, yeah, I think he went and spoke at the UN on behalf of black folks. So I don't know why people don't feel the need to do this anymore. Well, I do know the need because they bought and paid for it. See, I heard, was it Big Gimp? It was somebody, I think it was somebody at the Good Mob made a good point. Said that you do know the reason why, he was like, back in the early 2090s, we had fun in music. And I know why. Music was great then. You want to know? Let me say this. Children of today or young folks of today would be creating amazing music if the machine did not control the narrative. Let me tell you something, and I'm going to tie it into what I just said. I just saw a clip, and I was going to play it later, but I'll just tell you what he said. What is his name from Roll Bounce? What is his name? The guy, here's his voice. Y'all listen.
Was there ever a role that you felt that should have made you a bigger star?
Yes.
I don't even know what a bigger star is these days. I don't even understand when people say, should you be a...
So, him, I cannot think of his name right now. But he, well, his thing is, and see, hold on before I even say that. Not Bow Wow, the other one. He said we got to do better. See, you know what? Frank, I love it. I just hope you meant that. Brandon T. Jackson. God damn it, thank you. I'm not even gonna address you what you said about we got to do better because I don't know the context. That's just words on the screen. You could literally just mean, yeah, we got to do better than what we're doing. I know a lot of times people mean that in a very negative way, like black folks are just hurting themselves. I'm not trying to project that onto you though, so I'm not gonna do that. But back to right, Brandon T. Jackson. Brandon T. Jackson hit it on the head. What is a star? There's no stars anymore. You wanna know why there's any stars? It's an algorithm. That's all it is. He goes on to make a point. He says, Andrew Tate, the dude that's always telling guys to smack their women around because that's what they need. I'm joking. He's just as big a star as anybody in Hollywood. Why? Because the algorithm pushes him. See, the world isn't look, L-Dot, I could be a superstar. I cannot be a superstar. I don't know if I should be or shouldn't be. The algorithm damn sure don't like it. The algorithm literally pushes everything that I do. If one thing does well, they push something else back now. That's just how they do. They control it. The reason why, if you log out of YouTube and go to your page and look what's on the home page of YouTube, you're not gonna see a Negro unless it's one that they have picked. Remember when it was twitching with Casanat? You know they don't talk about him no more. He went off the grid, nobody brings him up anymore. He's gonna go off into the sunset. No one's gonna even hear from him anymore. But I thought he was the greatest thing in the world. He's the most amazing thing. No, they put him in the algorithm. And guess what? The world has moved on. No one's thought anything about him. You see how when Michael passed, Mr. Jackson, when he passed, even to this day, you still got new generations of kids falling in love. That's pure, true talent. That's why it is. You notice today when they want to put someone, they say, oh, he's great, he's amazing. I get no, Lil Nas X, he's amazing. He country road. And then when black folks said, this is crazy, and no one wanted to deal with it, a little weird, but anyways, allegedly, he can't sell a ticket. But they keep telling, no, he is special. No, and then he goes off in the sunset. No one thought anything the wiser. Because they don't want stars. They want what they can control. So I agree with Brandon Jack. All it is in this world is I just want to control everything. So tie it into what we're talking about today. The reason why they're sucking the water out is so they are creating the crisis. The reason why inflation keeps going up every day, and I'm not lying, I damn near check every day. Every day, the price may go up something on everything. So remember, your paycheck don't move, but every day something is going up. Meaning they're going to break you. Again, this was on purpose. Because you know how I know it? On the back end, they said, hey, you can't be homeless. Why are you criminalizing homeless folks right now? Because there must be a lot of people ready to be homeless. And why? What did I say on previous episodes, y'all? Prisons have to be 80 to 90% at capacity. Well, here comes your client base. We're gonna give you a whole lot of people. What were they doing? Sleeping in their car? Against the rules. Cops run you in, the probation officer, correction officer, everybody, hey, can't do anything about it. I'm just getting paid. Everybody's gonna live by the, hey, I'm just doing my job. You're gonna have people in these crazy, nasty environments where they shouldn't be. Really, no one should be in these environments. They're called correctional facilities, not prisons. Ain't no correcting going on, though. You can't create an environment of violence and then think you're gonna correct someone. You're not gonna take books out of the system. You're not gonna take degrees, any abilities to rehab, mental health, all this other stuff. You take all this out and then they put them in a cage and let them fight, then let them on the street and then wonder why they violent. Man, get out of here. Place is set up in so much and we just sit back making excuses. I don't make no excuse. Look, I don't blame nobody for nothing. You are not going to create any. Show me an environment they didn't create and then I'll take the accountability if we're messed up in it. Then I'll take it. I'm not above accountability. When I fuck up, I hold myself accountable. But what we're not going to do is you are crashing the system and then going to criminalize the bottom. Let's go deeper. Why is hit the slide button? Hit the slide button. Hit the like button. Share the live. Let's put it out here. Let's get these people in here. Let's get some folks in. Let's say it this way. You're not going to tell me at the same time that's happening. Now, remember, I told y'all last week, let me show you something else that's going on, my peoples. So how about, so you know we have that going on. Hold on, where you at? I know it's in here. I'm trying to find the thing about the guys, these car parts. Garages, and I cannot find it. I know it's in here, so when I'm gonna find it, as soon as I get off. But what they're doing with the car park places is that garages, twofold. I talked about this before, but maybe if you've not heard it, hopefully you heard it from L. Dot. Come back for more information. If they're going to increase the ethanol in the gas by 5%, your car is going to break down. No problem. Just replace the part that's broken. Can't. Parts stores are closing down. Advanced Autos and AutoZone and O'Reilly's and what's the other one? Advanced AutoZone, you know what I'm talking about. All of them are closing stores by the hundreds of thousands. You want to know why they're closing stores? Is because the part companies are going out of business, ironically. You said, what are they going to do? We'll get there. So you got the part stores closing. So what you do, you do like I used to do, because I'm from a small town. You go to the garage, you go out there to the little junkyard, you pull your piece off that you need to do. They said, oh, no, you're not. They'll just set those on fire. I think it was 7 of them, if I'm not mistaken, and I could be more, but I remember, I think I heard 7. Of the parts, those are places they're going up in flames. Ironically, someone's just setting the cars on fire. You want to know why? They don't want you to have an option. They want you in new cars. New cars, you cannot just go to a parts store. They won't work like that anymore. Everything's connected to a computer. Everything will be one of one. Your car works with your car. You're going to have to then go to a dealership to make any part match your car. That means more money, means you can't afford it. You're going to be riding around on a car that can listen to you at all times. You're going to be riding around on a car that can take over from you at all times. You're going to be riding around in a car that can watch you at all times. That means 1000% surveillance. You are in prison. See, people want to see the chains, the rusty chains around your wrist as you live in those quarters. There is no need for that type of existence anymore. This is a new age. Your prison will look different. You may be in an open air prison. That's what this is. It's still a prison. You still cannot leave. You cannot tell me in the future that they already are planning 15-minute cities with restrictions on how many times you can leave the fucking city. What is wrong with us? Do you not hear it? Do you not see it? When it comes up through your timeline, do you swipe past it? Are you not believing it because it never happened before? Did this bing, bing, bing that you took in 2020, did that come up before? No. These people are not playing with you. And they're doing it with a smile and they're telling you, hey, all you gotta do is vote this one way and everything will go away. Everything will get better. As your life falls apart. Sister, brother, who is sad right now, who is watching this, because I know there's a few of you in here, that you don't know what you're going to do. I understand. That's why I tell you to come here. I'm trying to tell you right now, you're not by yourself. This is not isolated to you. This is on purpose. You know the reason why black folks don't know it? It is because we don't realize it, that we're so scattered that they're doing things to us collectively, but we're compartmentalizing it. We cannot keep doing this. Look, remember, every other group of people unapologetically are sticking together. The difference is they put a spotlight on everything we do. I'll give you an example. When they bring people as immigrants over, a lot of times, they keep them packaged together. So that's how I know that they know who's who and who's here. They don't act like they don't know, because they can put you in the city you need to go. If you're Nigerian, you need to go to Houston. If you're Ethiopian, you need to go to Minnesota. If you get how they do, they're moving people into specific places. If they can do that, they know what they're doing. And what I want people to understand is, good God, let me drink some tea. Good Lord, throat. What I think people don't understand is all of this is happening on purpose. All of this is going to continue to happen because they want this to happen. They're crashing this out. I forgot where I was going with it because my throat got in there, but we'll come back to it when it do. But all I just want y'all to know is this. Look, you're not by yourself. You're not alone. You're not, why is this, it seems like my world's crashing down now? Because that's the design. I keep saying that, where black folks working at? In your city, wherever you're at, I want you to look when you go out today. If you go to the grocery store, tell me who's working. And then think about it. If $66 an hour is down to minimum wage now, and that's what I read this, you have to make at least $66 an hour to be really at minimum wage. So you make $20, $30 an hour, even though your check looks massive to you in your mind, like this was shit ton of money 20 years ago. It was 20 years ago. But if your top end stuff just keeps going up, ain't nothing you gonna do about it. And see, to me, I highlight the stories like the Brat and them, not to pick on them. I just want them, I want you to see how high up this is getting. So you're not by yourself. So when I see the people working at Publix and I see the people working at the grocery, I said Publix, I have y'all know what that is unless you're in line. When I see people at the grocery store, when I see people working at any place I see them working at and I see them there, I know what these places pay. I know what the struggle is. You can't get around it. So when I see, and especially when I see a black person working and they're happy, like you can tell they're genuinely in a good mood, I have to go speak to them. And then when I see the ones that are down, I try to say some encouraging. And fellas, side note, when you see a woman frown, especially in today's climate, don't say, hey, dude, why you so sad for? You need to put a smile on your face. Don't say that. Just empathize at that point. Hey, so I know what you're going through. I'm feeling your pain on it too. I hope it gets better for you. Say something like that. Move on. Do you work in the grocery store? So you know exactly what I mean. And see, for me, I'm the type, I try not to, what do you say, hell no? What do you say, hell no for? But all I'm just saying, look, I'm very worried about my people, and I think what bothers me more than anything else is I'm be honest, I'm frustrated because I think we need somebody to put a battery in our back, and I feel like the people who are platformed, majority of the time they're platformed, meaning they're put there. They're not gonna be the ones that's gonna do it for you, and I'm not expecting them to. I don't go to Roland Martin's page and to hear anything groundbreaking that's going to be like, man, did you hear? He was just tired and he said it. No, honestly, you really only hear that from the people. Like, it's one brother, and I know I can't find his video. There's one brother on here, and I don't think I can play it. He was cussing his batoot off, but I felt his pain. He was dropping the R word for what happened to women, and I can't play that, but I wanted to, because it's just what they're doing is just egregious at this point. And I don't know how people are not just burnt out tired. And I know you are. I know you just like completely beat down, but there's nothing you can do, and you feel like nothing you can do about it. It is. You just gotta be willing. Now, I put it like this. Word to the day should be sacrifice. Meaning, I would tell you this. I know that you have nothing else you can cut. Let me empathize. I know there's not another app that you can cut. There's not another less trip that you can make to go see your mama to save gas. There's not probably, I can't cut no more at the grocery stores. I'm already eating the same thing every day. I get it. I get it if you got a house with a mortgage, you trying to hold on to that thing, you hoping and praying don't nothing break. That it's major money, because that could break you. I get it. And I think so many of us feel this way. I think you're not alone, and I'm telling you right now, if we don't do something, I'm actually thinking about, look, I need to do multiple things. What I want to do is I'm going to start an Indiegogo. But I think what we need to do is that we need to do something to build something in some of these cities or something. And what I mean is some way that we can set aside, like maybe even if we could rent a house and put beds in it. I know that sounds like homelessness. I get it. I'm not saying that. I'm saying when maybe you can pay an affordable amount of money, meaning let's produce something like this. Let's get a 3-level townhouse or something, a couple of houses, something like that, something rooms. And what you do is you build that, you rent a space, and look, New York doing it already. They renting closets for $2,000 and $3,000. So you rent a space that gives you enough time and at an affordable rate here, and then whatever city you into, where you can maybe then stack some money to where you can get on your feet a little bit. Because what I'm more worried about right now, forget even your living conditions, I'm worried about your stress. Stress mixed with this diet, and then mixed with that ding that a lot of people got. A lot of people gonna start going away here very fast. That stress level gonna get higher, and higher. You see your husband what? And I are now gonna share one car. You know what? That's funny you say that. I'm technically, I got 2 vehicles out there. I'm technically doing that too. I got a car that just needs a battery. My auxiliary battery, my secondary battery drained my main battery. I just gotta replace them both. And I'm just like, you know what? I don't even need to drive this damn thing. It's a couple $100 for nothing. So I feel you. It's just what you're gonna have to do, you have to do it. And then, oh my God, and then certain places like Atlanta, in Georgia, y'all should like, if you live in Georgia, you know that car insurance is crazy. Car insurance is a car payment in itself. My insurance is ridiculous. And it's just like everybody and their mom is allowed to just rape and just rape, rape. I said it again. Move you over some coals. You know what I'm saying. So it just, anyways, man, I digress. But no, I just want to say, man, at this point, I think an alternative for some of us maybe right now too, if you got a way to maybe able to get a few $1,000s under your belt saved, maybe sell a car or something, get an RV. And I'm nervous about that with this ethanol they're doing to the gas, because if you got this big old vehicle, what are you gonna do? If I had it my way at this point, because I'm one of those guys who want like at least 10 acres of land or something. But at this point, because I'm stupid as that when I got a townhouse. So now you know how that goes. An HOA and all. But I would love about 10 acres. But at this point, give me an acre of land and an RV. I'll drive that bitch up there and park it. That'll be the home. You get some solar panels. I'm honest, get some solar panels. Get some of that. Hopefully you can crack a well and they don't dry that thing out, because they just sucking all the water out. And maybe you do that. And just try to live off grid at this point. I agree. See, you just said, just move into a camper. I'm with you. I just said get an RV and just do that. I mean, because at this point, and I was looking online for one. I've looked at a couple in person. I'm still thinking about pulling the trigger. But the only thing about it, I ain't got nowhere to store that bitch right now. That's the only reason why I ain't pull the trigger. I live in a townhouse. So you ain't got no space with a big ass RV. But I wanted one bad. So, but it's bad that we all having to go through this right now. It's a shame that we all suffering like this. But I promise you, I appreciate your Beans Cornbread. I like that name. Appreciate you. But I honestly, man, at this point, I want us to do better, man. I want us to be able to get more out of it. But I am seriously thinking about doing an Indiegogo. That way, maybe we can buy some land. I'm thinking that first and foremost, maybe the fund is just to buy a couple acres of land. That way, if everything comes crashing down, you can come here and not have to worry about at least that. Now, you can't do anything probably about your living quarters. Maybe we raise enough. Maybe we can do some of those. Have y'all seen, especially if you deal on the West Coast, you can do like you can do the earth homes, which are dope, and they're more sound, and you can use a lot of materials on the earth. We can do that. Or if you did it, we could potentially do something like you can do those temporary globe-like structures, things like that. Maybe something you can do. These are things that you can potentially build now if you got a couple acres of land. And as of right now, land is still out there that you can get for a couple of $1,000s. And like I know a couple places, my kids out in Arizona, I know they got a couple of RV places and places out there in the middle of nowhere. People are doing this already. And I'm telling you, man, we may have to go do this. And that's why I say I'm thinking about starting one now, raising the fund. And in that way, put all that, whatever you come up with, you just go buy the land with it. And then you pick that, and then that way, at least anybody who's part of that, I'll be that movement, because that's what we're going to call it. If you new here, just know this. Anybody say you people are lazy, y'all victims, y'all need to pull yourself, say, I'll be that. Because they ain't talking about that. Their projection of us and their thoughts of us means nothing. Black folks don't care nothing what other folks think of them anymore. So I just wanted, our barn dominion would be so dope. Now, those are a bit expensive, though. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. I'm trying to do something where we get as many people that may need somewhere to go without having to feel like you living in a shelter. That's not what I want. I don't want people to come to a space and feel like you're homeless and they all feel like, I want you to say, I'm going to be with my family right now because we're struggling. We're all here because we're struggling, but we're all family. We're all going to be treated with goddamn dignity. And not only that, these living quarters are not going to be, you cannot live like that. Look, the reason why your shelters and the places and your hotels, remember, you can't, and 5 stars are now trash. And don't get me started. I'll tell you about, matter of fact, after I'll tell you about a 5-star resort I did in Arizona last year. I'll tell you about that. But even up to that level, they are trashing everything. Everything is disgusting and unclean. And I'm sorry, you don't have to live like that. There's a little sweat equity, a little bit of time, effort, and energy, sweeping, goddamn mopping. This literally goes a long way. You don't have to do all of that. And what I'm saying is that if you did have 5 acres of land and you were able to put out maybe say 50 of those globe structures. I don't know if y'all talking about octagon. Those are pretty cheap. Those are a few $1,000s to build them. They got a couple of different options like that. If you can produce a couple of these things, you have people where they can come and they could go, they could live. I honestly, if y'all seen the show From, I would love the concept of From, but not in the middle of creatures in the woods trying to do things to us. I'm just talking about the camaraderie of the town. You said trailer homes. And mind you, those things, most economical way to go about it. That's all I care about. I just know when you first buy land, you need to get the infrastructure straight, how the roads are going to be built out, how you're going to get your water supply, and then those solar panels. Solar panels are very key to everything. Because what I want people to do is, if you have your home, like I'll use me as an example, I'm in Atlanta. If I bought some, say 50, 60, 70 miles south of Atlanta, I want people who are also part of the I'll Be That movement that actually say, let's go down there. I can't keep this house anymore, but at least if I go there, I can still have my job because I can still get online. I can still do everything I need. I still have everything I got, and I'm not broke, and I'm amongst my people until we can figure it out. That's what it should be about. That is how you build up something. And see, all that I ask for, especially if I'm there, is this. Your loyalties lie here. That means you have to bring something to this community, and you have to also leave something with this community. Meaning, if you do get on your feet, you have to still help fund this month. That's what you do when you get on your feet. That's how you build up for the next person. Remember when you get in the line, people are doing it online, you get in there, you pay it forward, the person in front of you, I'll pay for the person behind me or in front of me. You know what they're doing, food. We can do that. I think with the process of what happens in this a lot of times, what end up happening is, and see, I don't want to sound like a pessimist or a negative, but it's probably not going to happen even if I put this up. Solely is because my intentions are pure. It seems like the only times we can get these things accomplished is impure intentions. Some man with a massive ego that wants to have 80 wives and babies. Or somebody who wants to rob the community blind, run out with all the money and give them all the hopes and dreams and stuff. And it just, to me, it's like, why are you the one that's the only one that can seem to resonate with the people? It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me. I've owned a few businesses, and anyone who's worked for me, I know this. You're gonna get paid before I do, even if I'm struggling. Because I obligated myself to that when I took you on as an employee. Yeah, but your life falling apart. I get it, but there ain't nothing you can do about it. You took it on. You took those people on. They are your responsibility now. If you have that mindset, hopefully when I do right by you, eventually, this is my whole thing. If I had a community like that, and then now I have fell off. Eldon ain't got no money, he's struggling, he's falling off, all like that. I expect the people that I have helped at that point to now come help me. He said, why don't you ask the basketball players and football players in the arena? You know why? You know why you don't ask them for money? Because if they gave some money to this, they're gonna get blackballed. And they know it. And that's no excuse for them. I just know that's because nobody wants to stand up to these people. They have to do it as a collective. You have to do it as a collective. Like, honestly, like when Kevin was out there at the George Floyd funeral, I think that's another reason why he catches so much smoke too. It's because you said that, and then he went on the Breakfast Club was like, you won't go listen to nothing, no interviews or nothing about it. It was just like, ooh, nigga, ooh, you sound horrible right now. But entertainers don't do that because entertainers have been conditioned and they have been put in a position. And this is this, looking for me. I'm an equal opportunity giver. If you listen to me, smiling and contest them, I'm gonna give you smoke if you don't say something, done something, and messed up to the community. I'm gonna give it to you. But this is also the understand. I empathize because I also understand that these people have worked very hard over the last 30, 40 years to remove the independent black person who's an entertainer, who's a ball player, who thinks with a collective mind. And they have conditioned him down, and however way they figured out how to do it, they got him now to where they are so intimidated that they're gonna lose their money that most men won't speak. And they can't. Serena, I give you an example. Y'all brought up Serena Williams. She's in my list of words. So Serena's not gonna donate any money. She's back working again. She's back at work. She done came out of retirement. You think that has anything to do with money? People gonna say, nah, she's Mr. Sport. That woman, 46, 47 years old. She almost 50. If Serena was the second highest paid person in tennis for years, making millions and millions of dollars. I ain't counting her dollars. What I'm saying is, if you coming back like that, that tells me something. And so what I'm saying is this, the brat selling her home, why you think Serena on that? But she got a white T-man. Now, it could be that could be on the rock. You can hear any day now. Oh, Serena Williams' husband filed for divorce, which you know it is possible to happen because none of their relationships last, especially none of them interracial ones. And I hate to tell the sisters, y'all haven't learned just as well, y'all picking black men to play ball because we get with the white T women and they break them. They do. But y'all turn around and do the same mistake. How many people you seeing don't got one of them folks and turn around and had to pay that man some money and they robbing blind? Because these people out there designed to take your wealth from you. Again, I'm about insulation, not about giving it away. I agree. I wish entertainers would, whoever said that, I wish the entertainers would come out and just build one of these properties. Because honestly, I think if I had real money, not like just a little bit of money, but if I had real money, no, what I would do is this. I would literally do a screening process to start. And I'll set a budget, X amount of homes that I want to have built, that I'm going to build. I'm not going to let you come build it. No, I'm going to build the house. So just say if we start Holly Berry up, you see how much money she had this man. I'm going to be, hey, Ms. Wright, I ain't even see you in Sugarfoot. So I'm going to tell you like this. So I build all the houses. I build all the infrastructure. I build everything. I'll pay for all of it. I'm going to pay for it all. But everyone that comes into the community, if you're going to move into one lane, one L dot lane, and you can move into 3 L dot lane, whoever the man of the family is going to have to build the house with whoever's going to build. We're going to hire to build it. You have to come to work and build the house. That is your job. You're going to build your own home. You're going to respect your house more when you put your own home up. And I would love container homes. Oh God, that would be a good look. And they're pretty cheap. They ain't like $2,000 a piece. I've seen them even cheaper than that, depending. So that's a good option. So, but if you build your own home, build your own space, you do that. Now, everyone in the community, I say to the lady, you work in the community too. So what we do is you build a little shopping area. You shop here first. We build things. We do this stuff. We trade commerce here. You encourage other people. You know what I'm saying? You encourage other people to come in to your community to shop. Tell other black folks to come in. We don't live off of them, but they come in. I would do that with the investment. That's my investment. And see, what you do is that HOA that you pay, maybe I'll take 2, 3, 4, 5, 10% off the top for myself as a fee for the people moving in. That's the thing. But outside that, and the only reason why I'm doing that is because I did front everything. But if I just purchased the land and you did and we did everything, you did it collectively, we just made sure we did it together, I still don't even want no money off of that one. We purchased the land together. We did everything together. I don't think anyone should get paid if everyone is collectively on the same level. And I also say too, I know we all say this a lot of times. I said this yesterday. Most people think the more you put in, the more you should get out. I like the idea. I understand it. I get it. I just don't know if we're in the space where black people can live like that. To whom much is given, I think much more is required. So if I like, I just don't think like the value of a man to me, or like I want women to look at it like this. I want you to look at your husband like this. Your value of your husband is not in how much he has equated today in wealth. I need to value a man in his core, who he is and where he could potentially go with the right support. And say, if I look at another man that same way, I want, just because he can't give me but 1%, but the next guy can give 5%, I heart you too. I appreciate that. But I just say, if that person get 5, you can't give but 1, we've devalued the 1% man because his situation was different than the 5% person. So what I would like to do is I would like to level that playing field so the 5% guy and the 1% guy look at each other as equals at that point. And I also, and like I said, I understand, but the 5% I put up more. But now you're in a situation now where you don't have to be as stressed. That's your investment. That was you giving them to whom much is more is given, much more is required. Maybe yours is just giving up a little bit of extra money. But in turn, you get a little more peace of mind that your neighbors ain't trying to poison your and busting your tires or doing something crazy in your neighborhood or somebody gonna run up in there. You're getting some peace of mind in the process of this. I think what we just so used to, and I get it, we're used to, and I hate to name names, but we're gonna have to with these. The what's my man name? The Morrison guy. God, what's his name? He did the Tulsa real estate fund. See, people like that run you through the ring, and I don't blame it. Boy, and I'm so pissed because I was this close. I almost was ready to get into this because at the time I thought the bro was on the up and up. So I get where everybody is skeptical, but mine is just because people are always hustling. Jay Morrison, that's his name. Jay Morrison, all was out there doing it. I dig it. I remember Polite out here, people buying books from him that he ain't shipping. I heard these stories. I've seen people talk these things. I saw Tommy Sotomayor was gonna did a GoFundMe for a movie, Fatherless America. No movie ever came out, and he kept the money. I see people do stuff like that, and to me, it's shame on you, man. Something's wrong with that. See, to me, I say this all the time, and I'll continue to say this. The reason why I'm a fan of Tariq Nasheed is because if he say he's going to produce something, he's going to produce it. The reason why I cannot call him a grifter is because if someone lay out a plan, said this is what they want to do, and they want me to help, I either can say yes or no, right? My concern is this. Are you going to produce what the fuck you said you were going to produce, Umar? See, you can't get to school 10 years later, mind you. I'm gonna tell you, let me say this, and I don't want to make this about him, but I'm gonna tell you, the reason why I get him smoke is because he sells it as we're in the middle of the process. It takes time to build an institution. I agree. You know what else takes time when you build an institution? Showing the fuck up every day. Why you ain't never there? That's how I know you ain't trying to build this place. You got another 10 years before you even get close to anything. It's because you're not trying. If you're not physically there, where's your syllabus? Why are you not getting stuff in order? It's stuff that you're supposed to be doing, and I know it's not happening. That's why nobody believes in anything. That's why we don't get any more Black Wall Street. I am a fan of history. I've studied Black Wall Street. I've studied North Durham, North Carolina. I'm from North Carolina. I would go to Durham to look at what this city was built like. I've watched black men produce greatness. We never talk about them. We only know the Umars of the world. We only know the Polites of the world. I don't want to be that. I want to produce what we can produce and do it the right way. We can do this. And I don't want no plug. I don't want nobody promoting it. That's one thing I think is killing us. Stop promoting it. This is how we promote. Did y'all ever watch the movie Hitch? I know y'all did, because we're Will Smith fans out here. In the movie Hitch, I remember they asked him, how did he get his client? It was face to face. It was personal references. So someone comes to the community, it has to be a personal reference. And then we have to vet that person before we let them in. Oh, this is against the law. Why are you telling anybody? See, this is the one, don't tell anybody. That's what we do. They're gonna find out. Not if you don't tell nobody. Not if we on online with the Facebook group. Hey, LDOT community. Let's tell everybody there's an all black community. No, ain't nobody allowed. Nothing. Don't do that. We all have a cover story that we all go with. That's what they do to us. Look, when you trust me, there are suburbs. Remember, they're called sundown towns. These towns collectively say, we're gonna make it where no one feels comfortable enough to live here. Didn't say that they couldn't. We don't write that in the verbiage. We just make it an uncomfortable situation if everybody ever tried to come. And what I mean by that is not what they do. If someone came by to say the leasing office, say if we had maybe a place where we had duplex or apartment complex we built or something, one of them folks are gonna show up. What do we say? Somebody's gonna show up. I know they are, right? And so when they show up, this is what we do. We put Tanisha at the leasing office. You know Tanisha. Tanisha want to pop her neck, and she ain't got time for nothing, right? That's what we do with Tanisha. Tanisha's job is to be the person who is only there. So like when they come into the leasing office, now Tanisha ain't allowed to talk to nobody, but her job is the what we gonna call her? We're gonna call her the we gotta come with something professional, but she's gonna be the person who talks to all the non-black people. And so when they say, oh, it was a Tanisha, you need it. Tanisha's gonna know her job for already. Tanisha's job is to make them feel very uncomfortable. Tanisha's job is to take them on the little golf cart and go real fast and say hood things. And actually we'll have a little section where we will make it feel like the hood. And that's where the spot where we'll take those people to make them feel like this is what the neighborhood is like. We'll put it up front. We have liquor bottles and then tell other people. We have even people in the community. They do it to us. We have people in the community that their job is to play homeless for when these other folks show up. So they lay out in the grass and homeless and they yell just crazy stuff at the cart. You never gotta worry about nobody moving in there. And it's all game. That's what they do to us. They may not go that far, but I'm telling you, I got ideas. We can protect this place. No, I'm sorry. All right, I'm just playing with y'all. Let me stop for somebody ain't listening to me think I'm crazy. But no, if y'all get what I'm saying, we can do this. We can literally do this. We can make it a popular thing. And I think it's so unfortunate that I know 9 times 10 we're not gonna produce it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do it today. I'm gonna put it up. I'm gonna ask you guys to share it, and we all promote it. And I'll put it in the way we can all make the verbiage where it matches. And I want you to see what anybody's on to it. Because my thing is like this. I would love to know where everybody's from too. If anybody in the comment section right now, drop in there where you from. I want to know where everybody's from. I don't even know where anybody's at. Because people come in, we get them in here now. I appreciate the love. Hit the like button too. Hit the like button. Share the live. I don't know where everybody coming from. I appreciate that Smiley with them roses. Smiley, you gonna tell me one day what them roses mean. I don't even know. I told I'm old. I don't know what roses and stuff mean. I don't know, but I appreciate it. Ohio, I appreciate it. Texas. Oh, you out there you out in Kansas. Okay, Illinois. Okay, so I mess with Illinois. She loves Chicago. Texas, look, let me tell y'all about Texas. Ohio, I'll tell you about Ohio and I'll tell you about Texas. I don't like neither one of them. Oh, I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, let me tell you. So my daughter, where else you got me from? Chicago. I'm a fan of Chicago. Cali, I spent time out there. All right, so let me tell you this. So look, where you at? Memphis. Oh, that's what y'all. I love Memphis. So Memphis, you know I love about Memphis. Then I'm gonna tell you what I was gonna tell you. I love about Memphis. I'm writing a song right now about basically embracing yourself, black man, black woman. So wherever you from, just embracing yourself. So if you ain't got no shoes on in South Carolina, embrace that shit. That's black folks. I love y'all. Regardless, this is who you from. Memphis is some of the most unapologetic ass niggas in the world. I love Memphis, right? Let me tell you about Texas. I don't have no problem with Texas. I have a problem with Texas heat. So my daughter graduated California. I was in California. My daughter graduated college. She moved to Texas. So I had to move her to Texas. So of course I visit my daughter in Texas. Go out to Texas. Why is it that I go from this shade of where I'm at now to 72 shades darker? And it's like they live in Phoenix now, and I don't think Phoenix is as hot as Texas. Texas is crazy heat. I'm not a huge fan of Texas at all. And then Ohio, oh my God. So when she graduated from college, undergrad, and she went off to graduate school, she had a chance to go to school in Texas, Pennsylvania, and Pennsylvania, and Ohio. So, and I tell you, when it was Ohio State, Texas A&M, and UPenn. Now, of course, as a father, I wanted her to go to UPenn because on paper she's gonna look like she's killing it. Just imagine, my little daughter is a little militant just like me, so she's gonna have an Ivy League education and she's gonna have a militant mind. I was gonna love her to death, but she didn't go. Anyway, so I had to go on a college tour. We went to Ohio State, so I had to go to Ohio. Man, I don't know how y'all do it up there in Ohio. I was up there in like a snowstorm. Up there, and it was like the wind punched me in the face. I couldn't get, and got snowed in. Cause I'm on a goddamn Spirit flight. So I'm on a Spirit flight in Ohio, get all the way to the airport, sit at my terminal, gotta go through that regular air TSA and everything. And you know how Spirit, ain't nobody at the gate. They let us sit there for hours and let us know, ain't nobody coming. Then I gotta find a place to stay in this ragged. I'm sorry, I'm talking about the town. I just was not a fan. I call it ragged. I ain't gonna call it ragged. I just was not a fan up there at all. Well, I'm sorry, dear mama. I'm sorry that I don't get to the point faster. Dear sister, you can close your ears if you don't like my rambling. Ain't that some rude shit. Get to the point for me. Get out. I don't have to get to the point for you. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that at all. But like I say, I can see we get around a little bit over there, so ain't nobody nowhere near me. But I'll tell you like this, in Topeka, Kansas, I don't know. Is any black folks in Topeka at all? I ain't never even heard of that one at all. I mean, like I said, I don't know many people in Kansas, but anyway, but I get around. I want to actually get into a series, and I'm gonna tell you how much time we into. See if I got another story to get to. Let me see. Hold on. Let me tell you. I'm doing some rambling. I'm gonna keep rambling, but I got a tour that I want to do coming up. I want to go to some of these cities. And what part of Florida you in, Smiley? What part of Florida you in? I want to hit up a couple of these cities and hit up some of these architecture. I'm very big, for the people who don't know, I'm very, very big on Black American history, because all this history that you see is Black American history. They have co-opted, stole it, rewrote it in somehow, some form of fashion. And what I want to do is I want to get out and hit the road. I want to get out and hit the road and hit some of these cities and show you guys proof. Because one thing I'm so sick and tired of online, I'm so sick and tired of people just making blanket statements. Pretendians, you liars, this is not what it is. I had a brother in my comment section the other day. Come on, brother, you know that you're lying. I'm like, how you gonna tell me what I've seen with my own eyes? I am lying. You in Fort Lauderdale. I wish I was where you was at versus where I'm at. So I want to get out and hit the city. So we got so many cities. I want to, like I said, I'm in Atlanta, but I wouldn't mind hitting up, like I said, if I went up an East Coast tour right now, I probably would hit up Asheville. Definitely. Go from Asheville, I probably would hit up DC. Go from DC, Philadelphia, I would hit Philly. And I'll probably work my way all the way up to New York as like the first East Coast tour. And then from there, of course, you got to hit Florida. Florida got Tampa. I want to hit that up, show you guys there's a lot there. Texas, oddly enough, Galveston has a lot out in Texas. A lot of old world architecture that I know Black people built. And then you go to Chicago, aka Chilago. Want to go out there. San Francisco has a lot. Utah, oddly enough. I'm reading a book now about Utah, now this is a little crazy. In their writings, so these are the Mormon writings, they're speaking of when they first touched down in Utah. They was talking about the apartments that were half empty when they got there. Pause. Did you hear what I just said? I'm not lying. In some of their early writings, they talk about how when they showed up in Utah, that some of the places, they had places that were already there looking like apartments and they were half empty. Who the fuck was staying there? See, I'm telling you, people don't know the history of what goes on. These people be making up stuff all the time. I have to tell you the name of the book when I remember. But I'm telling you, all this stuff is out there. And it's not even just there. It's in multiple cities. Detroit has it. Really, all of there. Ohio has it. Ohio. You notice that since the person was from Ohio, you notice that y'all buildings that y'all have are your homes, those brownstones, like Chicago, those brownstones. Detroit has them too. Cleveland has them. All those places like that. Those are old buildings. And I want y'all to peep this now. Let me tell you something so you'll understand what I'm saying, since I know some people think I'm crazy. Look at it this way. If they were the ones who purchased, they were the ones who built all of that stuff, then why did they come here on wooden boats, build stone structures, but then today, now, we build with nothing but wood again? See how that doesn't make sense again? We don't build with stone. They built with stone, baby. Those brown stones are built. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling people all the time, we're gonna have to start using more and more context. So matter of fact, I'm glad I said that. Let me tell you what this. A mid-right smile. I don't know if y'all was in. I remember both of y'all was in here yesterday, and I said I wanted to tell y'all something we had never peeped before about history that don't make no sense. Hit the like button, share. We're ready to talk about it. Let's talk about it real quick, and then I'll get out of here. So I'm sitting chilling. I was watching a dating show or something over the weekend, and as I'm watching the dating show, I'm watching this woman from Britain and a guy from Australia get together. And if you know the history of Australia, you know, they dumped out their prisons in Europe and sent them to Australia, right? And you can still hear the accent of that British accent underneath that Australian undertones, the British accents, correct? Right? I know South Africans, a lot of times you can hear a lot of their British or their European accents and their undertones of their speaking. Pretty much happens everywhere until you get to the Americas. Have y'all ever thought about something? Now remember this. They took over Australia in the 1800s. Australians still have an undertone of their British accent. Give even better. Europeans like Irish that's in Boston, they still have the undertones of their Irish undertones. Y'all still hear those, right? Y'all in Boston, that's those Irish undertones. They kept those. You notice that they told us that Europe dumped out on us in the 1890s up until like the 1920s. That's what 80% of the white tea men got here. What the fuck, ain't none of them got no accents? They would still have their accents. If Australia has kept theirs, why doesn't any American white tea person have an accent? Why does any 1920s movie, 1930s movies, 1940s movies, none of those people had a British accent? None of them had that. I don't think we've ever stopped and said to ourselves, when you watch old movies from the 1800s, no one ever comes in with a British accent. They have an American accent. Are they just skipping over this one undetailed? No. Every movie decided to did not try to be authentic. Has anyone stopped and really thought about that? Thought about it. And I'm telling you again, it doesn't make sense, the story that they are telling us. Stop. Let it marinate for a second. Cause I'm gonna let it marinate. Because when I first thought about it, I thought about the thing every which way possible. I said, something I'm missing here. Because they don't. And I was like, that just sounds crazy. Why ain't nobody ever said that to me? And I ain't ever thought about that. But if you stop and think about why none of them ever have a British accent. Because if the Irish kept some of theirs and their undertones up there in Boston, then you would tell me you would have more people with a British accent. I never thought about it either, Smiley. I never thought about it. And so now I'm starting to realize, again, here's another breadcrumb letting me know something ain't right about the story that we've been told. Unless, these people came from somewhere else. I don't know where they came from, Maybe they came out of a lab or came out of a patch, a cabbage patch, or I don't know. Hit the like button, man. Hit the like button. I appreciate the love. But I'm telling you guys, if we just stop and just use our clues, again, they lie about everything. So, the crazy part about it, none of us will ever know. Like, I'm going to leave this planet. My consciousness is going to leave it, and no one will. I will never know where they come from. But I definitively know something's off. The older that I get, the more common sense that I use, the more rabbit holes I go down, I start realizing stuff just don't make sense. And it ain't just them. It's just everything that they say. Like, again, agreeing. If I was talking to a white tea person right now about anything in history that I have like written proof that like I've seen so many writings that will be describing the swarthy, the melanated look of people that they told us, which is white tea people. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, why is there always like you ever notice with these, like you ever had that cousin, that uncle, somebody in your family that every time they say something, you gotta watch him now. He lie a lot. All right. What did Johnny tell you? You can't believe everything Johnny say. That's how they are, because everything has a story and then something don't add up. It's always whispers behind it. You ever notice that? There's always, you know they lying. Because it is, if you start, King George was black. Was he? Oh, I don't know. There's some writings in this, and you have people. Literally, I've seen like one thing. Don't let people tell you that YouTubers are to be shamed. They're ashamed. Oh, you just a YouTuber. Do you know YouTuber just means I'm using this platform to present my information. So would you be preferred I use LinkedIn? Would that make you feel better about it? It's gonna be still the same information. So I don't disrespect people. When people put information up, show me your sources is all that I ask, so I can validate what you're saying. That's all that I want. See, when people come to me, they say, we built that, y'all just slaves. Oh, can you prove it? Yes. How? And they use the same BS in the book, the school book that they lied to you. No, you can't come with that. You got to give me some scholarship that tells me that I'm lying. What I'm telling you is this. That's mathematically impossible to get that many black folks over a boat, on a boat, not a ship, without any motor, across the sea, on the most treacherous water. In that amount of time, it is mathematically impossible, meaning, let me go there. Every time they pull out a bone out of the Americas, it is a melanated bone, meaning every time they find a stone or a statue is of a melanated person, meaning that everything points to the fact of that's why the boat shit don't match, is because the shit keeps coming out the ground melanated. So which that tells me, then that's how you get 50 million people. Give you a classic example. I Googled the other day, how many Native Americans were in America in 1492? They said around 100 million. I said, okay, so let's fast forward 500 years. How many Native Americans are there in the world in 1900? It was like 230,000. And they tried to make you believe they just fought and went to war and they pew-pewed them all. No, they did. That ain't how it works. That's not true. You cannot have 100 million people get wiped out by a few million people. That's not going to happen. That story don't make sense. You know what it is? Because this is the true story. The people that they saw were melanated. Your cousins, your uncles, your whole family was all over this land. Everybody was from North America to South America. Everybody melanated. Now, were they different tribes and groups and whatever you want to call? Yes, they had multiple kingdoms. That's how it went. But I can tell we were collective because we built similar shit. So when you go to Peru and Peru has something that matches Chicago, it's because they thought alike. They did business together. They had families probably around. You're going to the kingdom of Chicago? Yes, I'm going to Peru later. That's what they did. But these folks who came along, no, we built all that. Built all that in 300 years. Built it all. That's what they done told you. How does a bunch of people who were peasants in Europe get over here and build all this ingenuity all over the globe in 300-400 years? And we sit back and say, yep, man, my self-esteem, we can't build nothing. Nigga, you what? You believe that? No, clean glass, dirty glass. If you've never heard this information, I understand it. Let me give you game. There were millions and millions of black people here on this soil. You wanna know how I know it? Because there's millions and millions of black people here now. You told me in your story, allegedly, less than 5% of 2.5 million. So let's just take your numbers. You said 2.5 million. Less than 5% of that what came to America. Let's ask Lola Ray. So y'all know who Lola Ray is. Lola Ray is my sister. Let's ask her. Lola Ray, what is 2.5%? Excuse me, 2.5%. Sorry. What is 5% of what is 5% of 12.5 million? Sorry.
All right, so to find 5% of 12.5 million, you multiply 12.5 million by 0.05. That comes out to 625,000. So that's the answer.
I don't know why this woman got to give me a math lesson just to tell me goddamn answer. Just tell me the answer. Okay. So we ain't even 1 million. So can you tell me, how did we balloon from 600,000 to 50 million people in like 300 years? Remember, we brought people from up. No. Foreign blacks are like 2-3 million here. Then this doesn't make sense too. The Caribbean got pretty much half of all of the people who came here. I say this all the time. Smiley, you can contest to this. Ms. Wright, you can contest it. If you got majority of them, wouldn't it be more niggas in the Caribbean than it is in America today? No, we dwarf you inside. You want to know why? Because niggas have always been here. See, I don't want to keep listening to people just tell me the same regurgitated thing, but as we look at it, I can poke a hole in all of it. But then I'll show you, I can come on here, show you with a documentation where I'm getting it from in their own documentation. You're going to say, nope, don't see it, don't want to hear it. Nope, you are a slave. No, I get it. I understand now. I understand now why it's anything but you. You want to know why? Because this is your land. Not only is this your land, something's different about you. You want to know why I know something different about you? Look at all the ingenuity that came out of the Americas. Now, let's go deeper. So since now we understand there's probably a lot of this stuff you built yourself. Because remember, I just told you all these buildings were here, built out of stone. Smiley, I've told you about this before. They have underground tunnels that have been here for hundreds of years. So that means if those folks built it in 400-500 years, they built underground tunnels that go from one coast to the other coast, above and below ground, tunnels to build out subways in multiple cities. They've built downtowns and massive buildings after great fires, because all of them had great fires. And what's so crazy, side note, y'all don't know this. They all talk about the Great Fire of Chicago. That's just one of them. Every major city in this country had a great fire, and then smaller ones at that. You know what that means? That means if you see the skyline of downtown Chicago and how amazing it looks today, that means that's just a portion of what your people have produced. They have demolished over 90% of what was here. No, you did not. This was not TP land with buffalo running around. And then they put saloons in the middle of nowhere. No, this was a complete built out existence. Your people lived like people here, kings and queens. I'm not saying kings and queens. I don't think that has to be a thing. I think society was built in a fashion and built in a way that was so advanced that no one had felt the need to be special. What is somebody there talking trash? Let me see. Okay, someone saying I'm criminal minded. Okay, I have to go down and look. I don't even. It's too small of a print. I can't even read it. I see it's just one person down there. You trust me. You don't want. What do you say? Don't be repping on. What? I don't know. What? Hold on one second. I'll try to read this guy because I see this guy this. What did he say here? This one means natural. That's why. Oh, we talking religious talk. I don't get that. But I just want y'all to know this. I know this is what's going on. I know that this is what's happening. I know, and I say this all the time. The reason why people like to keep telling you all the time that you are culturalist, it is because they subconsciously, this is not a conscious thing. They have been conditioned to say this. Most people who say that about you have no culture, you're just coming from a people that we live in a society that's always spiritually rituals. We're just constantly saying the same things over and over and over and over again until it becomes normal. To call us culturalists, it is because that has to complete the plan of, we've already paper genocide you off of the map. We've removed you from being indigenous, whatever name you called yourself. Whether it was Moor and Native, whether it was Yamasee, whether it was Muskoto, whether it was whatever it was at the time. Creek, whatever it was. Whatever they named you, they made sure that they removed your connection to all of it and gave you one. Now, people will say, yeah, that's why we need to go back to such and such. If you want to, I don't know. Yeah, that's your business. Mine is just like this. If I was part of because my part of the world I'm from, I would have been a Yamasee person. 9 times out of 10, my family was part of the Yamasee tribe, is where I came from. So being that I'm part of that now, can I go down there and claim it now? They're going to push me all out. Though none of the people in my area that's in Yamasee look anything like me. No. They look like the people who colonized in my area. And so when I say that right then and now, I say this right now. Words are just that. They are a word. I care more about the meaning or how people are invoked or feel about it. Meaning, If everybody wants to get on the Black American train, FBA train, $8, I don't care if it was, I wanted you to be, we're going to be the new blue people. I don't care. Whichever one is going to get the most amount of people involved and be the most passionate about doing the right thing is what I would call myself right along with you. It just so happened right now, FBA seems to be the thing with the most energy that goes along with it. And I love the mindset. I know I'm a part of a culture. See, for years, we were conditioned to not even look at it as a culture. I know, like I make music. When I make a song now, I can feel like I can smell my grandmama's house. I remember what it felt like to be there. I remember listening when the old people would speak around me. I didn't think much of it at the time, but now it means everything to me. When I go home now, I find myself being connected to the things that I used to be around and looking at it now with more indefinite. It's not just an area. I'm not just a homeless person from Africa anymore. I feel the connection. And then for someone to tell me to bypass all of those people, like my grandmother, my great grandmother would help raise me. And when I mean help raise me, I don't mean I ever lived in her house, but I spent a lot of time around her because my dad was always around and picking her up. When I would go to her house, she lived in the same house. She died at 100 years old. When I've been in her house, she stayed in one house for 40 years. And I remember every time I go to town, I go back by the house. Now it's run down, dilapidated and everything else, but I go see her every day. I miss, that is my family. That is my home. When I've traveled and went to other places, that's not my home. I like other places. I like the places I visit, but they don't feel like home. Home is home. This is how you feel when you cook. See, it's a connection to this thing. And I say this all the time for the people who don't know me. I'll tell you all the time, I'm L-Dot. Nice to meet you too. But I tell people all the time that for me, I'm not here to denigrate anybody else's culture, this and third. But what I'm telling you is this: people are trying to convince me that me trying to pour positively into my own culture makes me a negative because I don't talk about others in that same way. No, they don't. You have many places to go where they kumbaya. You got many places to go where they Pan-African. You got many places to go where they integrationist. You got many places to go for that. Why we can't have a space? Why is it bad? Because I love my own people. Why is it bad that I don't want to just denigrate us and talk down to us? I want to figure out a solution for us. See, you notice it on here multiple times if you've been here. We've always get into some form of some type of solution. Now, is it a realistic one? I don't know. I don't know how much energy I can promote. I don't know if that's my lane. I don't know if that's what I was put on this earth to do. Some people, I believe, like some people are just put here to organize, but they can't galvanize. You got some people who can galvanize, but can't organize. You got some people who can motivate, but you got some people who are disciplined. I don't know if my energy is the one who's going to be able to do that. I don't know. But all I know is I want that for us. Maybe someone's listening here is better suited than me. I will concede in any compartment that is better than me at. That is one problem we had. I used to always say this about the grassroots. I would always say, I got a gnat here. I would always say, could you imagine if all the brothers had really pure intentions and they didn't let their egos get in the way? So just imagine. So imagine Umar did take the school. Obviously polite, hustler and all that he was, had a sense of a nose for money. He knew how to get it. So why don't you put him with a good mind, not a person to steal, over your finances can maybe show you ways of making extra cash that you knew nothing about. Then you can take, or even better, take Dr. Boyce Watkins. Boyce Watkins is supposed to be in the stocks the whole nine. This is your lane. Y'all should be able to work together the whole nine. The whole point is to build the people up. See, this is one thing I'll give Europeans that they do better than us. See, for some reason, unless we are the top dog, we don't feel like we valuable, unless we the man. No, you got the president, you got the vice president, you got people in the cabinet, got power, you got people over here, got power, you got people over that organization, he got power. Oh, no, do you know about Johnson Johnson's over there with the power company? He has power. He ain't over no government. It's just, you have to figure, we can collectively share that. I don't have to be the one and only to get it done. If I'm the one and only, that means I'm stressed the fuck out. That means if I get popped, then that means that they're gonna come for me first. Because they know you gonna falter. I don't want to become foe. I don't want to go with me. I know it sounds like I do at times, but I don't. What'd you say earlier about you in France? I had to come. Yeah, man, come on home, man. Look, at this point, like I said, all I want to do, get the word out at some point. Maybe I can galvanize somebody to go ahead and do it. If it can't be me, let it be somebody. I don't care. My whole thing is just, I just want genuine. Like some people ask, I got invited to an NAACP thing. I got invited to one NAACP event and got basically uninvited at the same time I got invited like 10 minutes later. What do I mean? So I was, to the lady was like, oh, you speak so well, the whole nine, I can see you passionate about black folks. And then I didn't know she was NAACP. She was like, you should come out to the meeting and everything. I said, well, probably be cool, but I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to ask specific questions if y'all have a question to ask. And she's like, oh, like what? And I started asking questions. She was like, yeah, it's probably best you can come. And see, that's why I don't get involved. And my questions are they're not in bad faith. They're not to be combative. Mine is literally, if you have an organization that gets government funding, your NAACP gets government funding. So again, what do I tell you people all the time? Your enemy is not going to pay you to beat them. So if you government funded, that means that you bought and paid for. You're not going to speak. People say HBCUs. I remember when I found out the Koch brothers were on the panel or were on the board was on the board or they was donors or something for Howard. Oh, well, yeah, you know, you ain't gonna get no real relevancy out of here. And then it makes sense why they act the way that they do. So I'm telling people like this, look, they have convinced you that Pepsi can sponsor this event. Pepsi can't sponsor it. Pepsi's not gonna sponsor it if we're doing something positive for us. I can promise you that. They're not. He said mental health and mental wealth. We have, what did he say? You know what it is? And I say this all the time. And Deborah, I don't want to dog us when it comes to this. What I do is this. I say this all the time. They did studies that what happens to a community if they deprive it of resources. They've done this, right? And when they came out, they determined multiple things happen. One, crime goes up. And babies have more children. So crime goes up and babies happen if you put people in an impoverished neighborhood. You notice that the two things that they always talk down to us about is the crime and the babies that we had that we can't afford. Well, this is not a conscious decision that we are making. They did simulation after simulation after simulation, study after study after study. They did it over and over and over again. And these two things happened every time. So when you see, to me, I don't move on a level of just blame or just looking at the surface. To get to where we're at as a collective, this is a corrugated hit. I have to look at it as that. You have to look at it as that versus, we just became our own worst enemy. No, you are being designed to be your own worst enemy. The reason why that is important that you understand the difference between the two is because now that I understand it, what do I do so I don't be designed to do that no more? That's going to be your initial thought. But if you keep believing it's you, all you're going to keep doing is you may get up and try to do better. But that means that they're still messing over the next person, the next person, the next person. They're never going to get it. Even if you get it. Then you become the statistical anomaly. You got to go deeper. Everything that we go through right now, it's a system. Look, I say this all the time. To almost be over 2 billion people on this planet, melanated people. But we are at the collective bottom everywhere that you go globally. That is a statistical anomaly unless it is a designed system. But I do agree with the healing. Deborah, I totally agree. I say this all the time. What I say is just what you just said right there when it comes to it. It's not about at this point blaming. Like I always use relationship as a situation. Come back tomorrow, we're going to relationship though. But it's not about blaming because in a relationship, we both done bad. Everybody's done it. Whether you know it or not, whether you realize it or not, you've done something to hurt that person's feelings. They've done something to hurt your feelings. You've done something to hurt the community of women, men. You've done something back and forth. We've done it. Where we're at right now, it is at a forgiving spot. If you can go to church and forgive your neighbor, if you can and genuinely do it, but you can't forgive your partner for something they did, then we have a problem. So what we have to do as a collective community is this. I forgive black folks that say, like when I see black women on the plane with a bonnet on, or when I hear brothers that are mushmouth, I try not to blame and I try to look at the fact of where they probably coming from. So if a young lady's on the plane with a pink bonnet on and her slippers, and nobody else has this on, this is the behavior that she's been conditioned to think that was okay, even though people talk trash about her. But this is a certain level. This is the economic level of mindset. You ever notice it's always the same mindset? Her economic status matches her bonnet. It always is the way. You never seen a woman with a certain level of wealth with a bonnet on her head. Because even when the girl who wore the bonnet gets to a certain level of economic wealth, because she may grow out of it, he tends to take the bonnet off. It's just a certain mindset that's right there. Same thing with the mushmouth dude. Mushmouth guy doesn't realize that, hey, I have to learn how to speak better for myself. He doesn't understand that. So for me, I try my best to say at this point, maybe at this point, we tell the brothers, hey, we may need to learn how to speak a little better. And for the women, we teach them how not to wear bonnets, but we can do that. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyways, I digress. Anyways, people, that was just today's episode. I gotta still do some more filming today. But I appreciate you guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you like what we talked about today, I say I've been talking for a long time. If you like what we talked about today, definitely come back through. Matter of fact, family, let me say this for you. I'm gonna let y'all go with a song today. All right. And I got a new one today, Smile. Okay. This is another one. This was another one that's pouring into the community. All right. And this one is pretty much where I'm at. We've had enough. I think we've all had enough. And I want to play a song. And for people who don't know, we do music over here. I have a whole musical platform that we're going to be doing 300 Radio on YouTube right now. All the stuff is in one spot. So let me say it for the people again, for the new folks. L. Scott, I am the creator of this platform called 300 Radio. If you go to YouTube, put in the 300 Radio and the number 1, let me show you on the screen real quick. Right there, you'll see this big, beautiful phrase right there. The first episode up there, you see an episode of me talking about Roland Martin right down the screen, 300 Radio. If you go to YouTube and the number 1, you'll see that. Hit the subscribe button. We play music, the whole 9. Original music. Let's get back to real R&B. Check it out. Come see me. I promise you, it's worth the ride. And we're gonna be growing this thing even more because I'm gonna start making the whole section for music. And music shows are gonna probably come. I said this week, but it'll probably be next week. I'm still working on it. And but so from there. Oh, also too, if you want to support the channel, where is that? Do I got support for the channel on anything? Can you support the channel? I had it up there somewhere. I'll figure it out. But up until then, I tell you that. Oh yeah, I do right here. You can support it in 2 ways. You can do it here at Cash App. You can do that, or you can do PayPal, either or. But you can see it on my web. You'll see it on my bio. But I'm gonna play a song real quick for you guys. This is for the community. This is, I want you guys to know and hold your heads up. Don't let these people get you down, because I promise you they're trying to break us. You know that, and I don't want them to break us. So what I want you to do, I want you to listen to this. Come back tomorrow. We're gonna have a conversation about relationships, the whole 9. I will come back later, but I gotta do the wrestling podcast, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. All right. So let me go ahead and put it on now so y'all can get it queued up. Oh, here you go. Smile, I hope you like this one, sugar. I'll talk to y'all later.
I seen the same hard look in my mama's eyes. And I won't back down. Every scar on our back's got a name in it. Every step we take is a threat to them, but we still here, still strong, still moving on. They can press us down, can't keep us down long. Hear that hum in the ground like a rising song. Heavy is enough. We've been caring too much. Oh, heavy is enough. Mama's on the line. Kids with dreams so big they could split the sky. I walk clean streets, true schools, pay that last. Oh, not a hand-me-down life and a future that holds fast. We don't need pity. We don't need wit. We need room to breathe. We need room to breathe. We don't need permission. We don't need permission to be all we can be. We got the blood. We got the seed. Now watch us turn to the change they I've been there, from the block to the ballad, from the field to the stage. We gon' write our own name on every page. Yeah. Heavy is enough. We've been caring too much. Heavy is enough. Now we throw it all. Stand up, man. Stand up. Whole world feel us. Oh, heavy is enough. Now we rise up. Now we rise up. Heavy is enough. We rise up. I said, baby, I don't trust us. I know I've been wrong more than I've been right. Left you holding pain on too many nights. You folded my shirt while I folded true. Now I'm standing here with nothing but proof. I ain't proud of the man I was, but I'm here now, trying to make this love. If you walk away, I can't blame you, no. But before you go, let me tell